consumer speak. At EY, we're helping business leaders answer two key questions. How is consumer behavior changing? And more importantly, what does it mean for my business? In our latest research, we see consumers moving on from the pandemic. They want to start making choices born from aspiration rather than necessity. They want a return to a normal life. But it will be moving forward to a new version of normal. People have adopted different ways of working, shopping, or looking for entertainment. And travel and consumption patterns have changed too. Digital alternatives are now readily accepted, but they come with implications on how we use our time. Today, I'm talking about this blurring of the digital and physical worlds with EY's ASEAN consumer leader. Welcome, Olivier.
Hi, Christina.
We're seeing a shift in physical and digital footprints, not only in time spent, but when and where. Do you feel the boundaries of these two worlds are blurring?
Now, the routines of many people's daily lives have changed with so much more happening from home. Whether it's working remotely, exercising, cooking, video streaming, digital is present across all what we do in some shape or form. All this has major implications for consumer companies. They need to significantly accelerate their own transformation journey, and especially how they will engage with consumers with both physical and digital worlds in mind.
I think what you've said is spot on. And certainly, one of the positives we've seen from the Future Consumer Index is that consumers are increasingly willing to share their personal information and data, and quite often if it means something of value for them. And so there's an exponential increase in data that's available for companies.
All players need to reevaluate the consumer journey, rethinking their offering with the right mix of both digital and physical experiences. And doing so requires, one, an operating model reset, a strategic step up of their digital and analytics capabilities, the relocation of resources, and importantly, redesigning the organization for greater agility.
As you've mentioned, consumers, aren't shopping by a channel, a linear channel anymore. They're shopping by convenience and choice where they want to be. And frankly, the consumer has become the channel.
No, absolutely. Consumers want the optimal experience, right? They want the best from both worlds. Digital offers them the convenience, but they also want digital to give them the high level of service and experience that you would normally associate to the physical world. At the same time, consumers want a seamless and consistent experience as they navigate across both channels. And to deliver such a consistent and enjoyable experience across online and offline channels, companies need to have an integrated channel strategy supported by agile supply chains and logistics.
That's quite a shift in mindset. And for many, it's going to mean rethinking, all sorts of things, as you've just pointed out. So channel strategies and certainly breaking down walls between functional teams to really drive a better exchange of data across the organization, shared planning, and joint investment to really capture everything you've just said, and all through a customer value lens.
Businesses are now required to take a hard look across their organization, from strategy, business model, operations to talent and capabilities, and taking into account both the shift in consumer expectations as well as other disruptions to the market, such as the increased cost of commodities and freight, just to name those. It has therefore become critical for those players to relook at their business through a non-traditional lens. Consumer companies must adopt a strategy that encompasses not only a focus on profitable growth in the short term, but also a broader view of value. If we take the example of pure online players who often benefit from extraordinary evaluation despite being far from being profitable, this is the new competition for many of those consumer players. Hence, they must take that different lens if they want to survive.
There's no single consumer persona and no one-size-fits-all strategy here. And developing and executing the right one for our clients and other companies is all the more urgent. And companies will need to rebuild, build agility into their business models. And certainly if they're going to continue to adapt to an ever-changing consumer. Olivier, thank you. It's been wonderful talking with you today. I hope to make it out to Singapore sometime soon.
Great. Many thanks, Christina. Looking forward.
And if you'd like to find out more about the future consumer, talk to EY.